Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video for you and just talk to you about motivation because I think that I've talked to a lot of you individually who are just struggling a little bit, feeling like you're sending out a lot of invites, you're putting things out there, and you're just not receiving anything back. So I want to first tell you that that's totally normal, okay? If you are asking people to do a program with you, if you're asking people to coach and they are not saying yes to you, that is totally normal. All right. So don't feel like everyone else is doing this better than me. That is not true. For people that have been in this business longer, and I remember, I still say this to Kristen. I'll message her and be like, how do you, in the first 2 weeks, have, 25 Success Club points, and she'll tell me, I've just been doing this longer. That's all it is. I've just been doing this longer. And so that's what I want to say to you guys, that the longer you do this, the more momentum is going to build. If you are consistently working on the vital behaviors every day. So that is being a product of the product. So making sure that you are doing your workout and you are drinking Shakeology every single day. Making sure that you are inviting every single day, making sure that you are in your personal development. Your personal development is going to, when I first started, I was like, why do we need to do this? But what your personal development does is it fills you up where you are lacking. So if you're an unorganized person, you need to read a book about organization. If you are an insecure person, then you need to read a book about building confidence. If you are a person that, expects results immediately, then we need to find you a book about patience, Personal development, my dog is barking, is really going to help you in the areas that you are lacking so that you can keep going. Because like I've said this to a lot of you, this business is not about if it will work. It really is about when. But it is only about when if you stick it out. If you give up, it's never going to happen, right? So I have people that I have talked to that I invited to a challenge group like the very first month that I was coaching, and I invited them, maybe the third month and the fifth month that are just now. I actually just got a text message today from a girl who she was one of my very first people that I invited to a challenge group. This is my 8th month coaching, and she has, she didn't want to do it then. She didn't want to pay the money. She likes all my posts. I'll message her and say thank you so much for liking that or commenting on that. It means a lot to me. And she'll tell me, oh, you're doing a great job, and I re-invited her again, and I checked up with her today, and she's still thinking about it. Okay, she's still like, I really want to do it, but I just don't know if I want to spend the money. So sometimes people just aren't ready. That has nothing to do with you. That is not personal. That is their thing. Okay, that's it. That's their thing. So I don't want you to take the no's personally. It's not that you are not doing this job correctly. It's that people are fickle and people don't like to commit to things. Honestly, like I have a really good friend who does Rodan and Fields, and she's asked me a couple times about, which is like a skincare line, and she's asked me a couple times if I wanted to do it, and I've told her no a couple times, and she re-asked me again, and I'm finally at a place where I'm like, yeah, I think that would be good, right? And so it seriously has been like a 2-week process because I'm busy and she's busy, and so she'll get back to me, and then it'll be a day or two and I'll have a question, and and then finally we like wrapped it all up, and I still haven't ordered, but I have every intention, okay? But had she never asked me again, or had she given up on me, or if she didn't follow up with me, honestly, I wouldn't have ever done it. If she wasn't following up with me, I just wouldn't have ever done it. So make sure, we have a saying, it says the fortune is in the follow-up. That's so true, you guys. People get busy. people are concerned with other things. And if you don't take the time to follow up with them, I usually give people about 2 days. So like if I invite somebody, to a challenge group, I usually give them about 2 days. And in that 2 days time, I will message them again and I will say, hey girl, I'm checking up on you, wondering if you had any questions I could answer. Would love to have you in this month's group. Right? And if she doesn't get back to me again, I give her another 2 or 3 days and I'll message her again and I will say, I'll just lead with my fear, right? And I'll just say, hey, I really hope I'm not bugging you. I just try to be really good about following up. So I'm just wondering if you're still feeling like the October group would benefit you. And I wait for them to respond. If they don't respond after that, then a lot of times I leave it and I just keep kind of building that relationship. So I might go to their Facebook page in a couple days, message or comment on something, like something, and then maybe if I, next week see something like a picture of their kids or something, I might message them and be like, oh my gosh, I saw these pictures, your kids are growing up. I hope you have a great Monday. And you just kind of keep building that relationship. I don't want you to get discouraged. If you get discouraged and you lose motivation, you're more likely to quit. And if you quit, then there's no way to reap the benefits from this job. There just isn't. And it has a ton of benefits. I mean, we have the joy of being under an amazing team, right? So we have Kristen, who, I'm just going to talk money for a second. Not that that's always a big motivator, but, money can equal a lot of freedom in people's lives. And so I just want to tell you the potential here. Okay. So Kristen has been doing this job for like 3.5 years and she is a 6-figure earner. She actually shared with me the other day, per quarter what she has made. And this quarter, the third quarter, she's averaging over $14,000 a month. That's a real person. That's a real mom. That's a real family who does this job. Okay. And she started off with 0 challengers and she started off with 0 coaches. Summer, who I know some of you have been on calls with her, you've watched some of her stuff. Summer Tucker, she has been now in this job for 5 years and she is $1 million earner. More than that, she's an amazing person. Okay. But the point is that it would have never happened if she didn't stick with it. So this job, and what I love about this job is that your income is directly proportional with the amount of people that you are helping. So the more people that you are helping, the more people that you bring onto your team and are helping them to grow and to be successful, right? Your income is going to show that as well. So the more that you get out there, the more that you ask, the more that you invite, that is all equaling people that you get to help. Okay, so don't get discouraged, you guys. You're doing the right thing. If you are inviting, but you have to make sure that you're doing the right thing. You have to make sure that you're doing the vital behaviors. You have to make sure that you're inviting people and following up with them. You need to be posting. Social media is so huge. If we had 4 vital behaviors, it would be the 4th one. Remember that this is a job about attraction marketing. So you are attracting people to you and to your life. So you're going to share about your kids. You're going to share about what you ate for dinner. You're going to share about your date night. You're going to share about things that are important to you. Think of your life like a book, not a magazine, right? In a magazine, it can be really disjointed. There could be a story, then there could be an advertisement, and then there could be a quiz or something, okay? Think of your life like a book, all right? So the story of your day, what does that look like? When you work out, we post a picture of that, right? When you go pick up your kid from school, post a picture about that. When you, how was bedtime tonight? Was it awful? Great. Post a picture about that and say how you worked through it, okay? So think of your life like a book. You're attracting people to you. I can't tell you how many times I get people that when I finally invite them will say, yeah, I've been thinking about it for a while. Okay. So you have people that are going to start looking at you and they're going to start wondering and they're going to start being like, what is she doing? I saw Carrie's post for coaching and she posted this great coach coaching call, right? For people like, do you want to do this job, basically? And she had 2 people respond and be like, well, what is it? What is this job? You're going to have people that think that and wonder that and don't ever ask you. And so you have to be proactive in asking them, okay? So just keep making sure you're building those relationships. Don't get discouraged. And one last thing, I just want to say this per gyms, okay? Because I think personalities are very important, and I think understanding your own personality is very important. So let me speak to each individual gem right now, okay? If you're a sapphire like me, then when this job starts to not feel fun anymore, that's the time that you're going to want to retreat, okay? So what you need to do is you need to get a little bit more like an emerald, and you need to start making yourself do some things no matter what. I set up my no matter whats. I'm going to no matter what hit SC5. I'm going to no matter what add, 2 to 5 coaches each month, right? And right now I've changed to no matter what, I'm going to get Jeff to SC5. So those are my no matter whats. I do those even when I don't feel like doing those, because as a sapphire, we just like to do things that we feel like doing. So I do those anyway. So I set those up. So if you're a sapphire, you need to list what are your no matter whats, and you need to do them. Okay. Emeralds. If you're an emerald, a lot of emeralds, you struggle with really, posting on social media and having it be kind of like fun and lighthearted. There's a lot of thinking that goes on, and you're thinking through invitations, and you're thinking through posts, and you're maybe hesitant to start because you want all of the information. So for you, you need to be a little bit more like a sapphire, and you just need to jump in. Okay, don't worry about saying the wrong thing. Don't worry about failing. That's going to happen anyways. You cannot prevent that. You just need to jump in and do it. Okay, and I will help you with that because I'm a sapphire and I'm good at just failing forward. Okay, rubies. When you start to feel like you're not doing well at this job, a lot of rubies, and I'm part ruby, so I know this. Rubies like to be good at things. We like to be first. We like to win. We like to be number one. So if we feel like we're not being that, then we start to focus our attention on things that we already know we're good at. So if you have a job, let's say you have a full-time job already, and you're good at your job, if you're starting to feel like, well, I'm not very good at this, you're going to see that your attention is going to start to go towards what you are good at, what you already feel good at, okay? So what you need to do is you need to push past that. You need to realize that you don't have to be number one, and you don't have to be a top. It's a big learning lesson. Okay, I still remember my first couple months as a coach, and Kristen, now she posts them every week, but she used to only post the Success Club points in the middle of the month and then at the end. And I had to be at the top. Like it was everything in me. I wanted to be at the top. I wanted to be the first person, and I had to do it. And so I would push and push and push. And I clearly remember when Shaylee, who is a coach in Dream Big, she's one of Kristen's other personal coach, she had like 15 Success Club points, and I had 14 Success Club points. And I was like, no, like I'm not the first one. Okay. And then now we have Carrie Sheridan, which if you guys have seen on there, I mean, she gets more points than Kristen does. Okay. So it's been a big learning lesson. I'm not going to be first. I'm not going to be the top. I still have to do my job, even if I'm not going to be number one. It has nothing to do with kind of this 7th grade mentality of being, the best at something. All right. Pearls. A lot of pearls lack a sense of urgency, and therefore when we have a month's time to do something, to hit SC, a lot of time there's not a lot of urgency to get to Success Club, let's say, right? And so then at the very end of Success Club, we're like struggling, or we're scrambling to get there. And so if you are a pearl, you need to work on maybe having some more of those ruby tendencies and getting yourself to a place where you are maybe more on a schedule of, okay, I'm going to ask this many people per week, right? In order to hit Success Club a little earlier, because another thing about pearls is that you can get overwhelmed. And so if you're getting overwhelmed, then you have a tendency to retreat, right? We have a tendency to just like back out slowly, like I'm this, it feels better over here. And so when that happens, it's just kind of like the perfect storm where you have, you know, we had no sense of urgency. Now we're urgent, but it's not going to happen. And so I'm just out. Okay. What you need to do as a pearl is you need to find your cause. You need to find your why. You need to figure out, why are you doing this job? It has to be a deep-seated reason with you. It has to be something bigger than yourself. Are you doing this for your family? Are you doing this to give money to another organization? Carrie is like a perfect example. Carrie, are you watching this? I've used your example like twice now. Carrie's a perfect example of this. Her son, Jameson, had a congenital heart defect when he was born. He had open heart surgery. It was crazy as an aunt, but it was, I mean, I can't even imagine as a mom. And Carrie has really openly processed it on Facebook, and people have really seen that journey with her. It's been very cool. But she, now with coaching, a lot of what she gets to do with coaching is that she gets to give a lot of that extra money to kids in different countries. I believe it's China particularly, that these babies that have these congenital heart defects, that their parents have either abandoned them because of it or they don't have the money to fix it. So Carrie and Zach are able to give their money there. Okay, so that's going to be a push for Carrie, because Carrie is a beautiful little pearl and she has a big heart, and she, you know, there has to be a deep-seated reason, or there's going to be kind of a withdrawal. You know, it's just, for pearls, you guys have to be connected to a why, a big why. So if you're a pearl, you need to figure that out. You need to figure that out early on, understand that it can change and it can grow, and you're going to, you know, it's going to be different later, but that's going to be the thing that really pushes you to go. Okay, longest video ever. I love you guys. I don't want you to be discouraged. I know that's hard, but I don't. Okay, so think about who you are and think about what you need to do. This is a growing lesson. This job will make you better if you let it make you better. You will do personal development. You will push yourself to be a better person. Honestly, it's the best decision that I've made as a woman, as an adult. You know, in a very long time. It can be the same for you. Okay, I love you guys. I'm gonna try and get off of here. I don't even know if this will post because it's so long. Okay, if you stuck with it, great job.